Hi everyone, welcome back to COYS and Kin. I'm Siddhu,
And I'm Anand.
and we're a father-son duo who live and breathe Tottenham Hotspur. Each week we dive into all things Spurs in their 2025-2026 Champions League run. The matches, the players, the highs.
And the lows.
So whether you're here for analysis banter or just to share the Spurs passion, come on you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs.
And just a quick note to everyone, please feel free to subscribe to us and give a like on this video. We definitely have a lot more views per video than subscribers, so definitely it'd be great to even those metrics out a little bit more.
Yep.
um, so today we are talking about the game that just ended, Tottenham at PSG. It ended 5-3. I mean, we literally just stopped watching the match, and it feels. I don't know. What are your initial thoughts? I know we talked about it a little bit already.
Yeah, I must tell you, at least in the first 30 minutes, I thought, wow, this is an amazing, good Tottenham team. And they were playing really well. And they were actually dominating PSG. And especially after last weekend's debacle against Arsenal, where we were wondering, they didn't even come to play. Today, they actually came to play.
Yeah,
And it's like one of these good news, bad news things. I thought the good news was they played pretty well through the game. I mean, I cannot say they did not play well. And so I just wish Frank would keep them playing like this for the rest of the season.
I think
The
that if
bad
you
news, of course, is
okay,
we lost, okay, to
yeah.
PSG. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, I was just gonna say I think, and I've spoken about this before, and you've kind of shoo-shooed this a little bit. I think our best performance this season so far has been against Burnley, which is Burnley, but the against Burnley we had the midfield three. Of course, today we had four midfield kind of, but with the midfield three of Sar, Bergvall, and Gray. And I think that we have to play Bergvall and Gray as much as possible together, and almost they should be starting above any other players we have right now in the midfield because their chemistry was so good today. They created that first amazing goal, which is a team goal we haven't seen. We haven't seen Tottenham do a proper team goal like that, it feels like, in a long time. And I think Archie Gray, personally, I think he's our most creative midfielder right now. Obviously, we have Simmons, we have Kudus who can do that role, but Gray has bulked up a little bit since last season. He has a bit more smarts about him, and he's really a Premier League midfielder in a way that, I think Simmons hasn't fully proven to me yet.
I agree. I thought this setup with Gray, with very well, and with Sa brought in, I would say, two important things that we has been lacking for a long time. The first thing is that there was a lot more energy in the midfield, and
Mhm.
the midfield was not simply a containing midfield. They were very energetic midfield. And I think that having Bentancur there as an anchor to some extent solidified the midfield to some extent.
Yeah.
And so we had a much more dynamic midfield. The second thing that I found that was really, really good is that um Berrywell and Archie Gray, they are also progressive midfielders.
Yeah.
I mean, so they've
Yeah.
always looked to move the ball forward and they run, they are good runners when there is somebody who crosses the ball or kicks the ball into space. So they were really, really good. Uh, so I think Frank has a little bit of a challenge because if you ask somebody who was one of the best midfield players for us this season, the one name that is missing is Polinia, right?
Right.
Polinia played well. So now the question is, how do you fit Polinia into this system when you
Yeah.
have these other two guys who are really, really good?
I
And
mean,
then how do
yeah.
you fit Xavi? Because whatever said and done, he's much more creative than any of these guys. But
Right.
at the same time, he still doesn't seem to have fitted into the ethos of the Premier League, right? So I was surprised that he did not play in the Champions League. But nevertheless, I think your point is well taken. So I will, salutations to you because you've been telling me for a long time that Berrywell and Archie should be playing together, and
Yeah.
today you saw that.
I mean, I think the thing is, I have a tough time thinking about any Bundesliga player this season in the Premier League that has really broken through the fold because I think that, I mean, we had all these players from Bayer Leverkusen go to Liverpool. Wirtz is not at the level that he should be. Maybe Ekitike. I guess Ekitike was at Frankfurt. I think he is Liverpool's best player right now. But Frimpong is injured, but he's not doing so well. Xavi is not doing so well. You just have a lot more space in the Bundesliga, and so I do think it's true that maybe he should be playing in Europe because
You're
that's
talking
maybe
about
where
Xavi, right? Yeah,
Xavi should be
yeah,
playing
yeah,
in
yeah.
Europe because he has more space and
Right.
the stature maybe is a little bit more equalized. Just to get away from this a little bit, we were talking about, we've often said who are the world-class players that Spurs have?
Right.
And, for a long time, you'd say Son is world-class, Kane is world-class. I mean, those two led the charge for a long time. And
Right.
then we got to this point the last couple of seasons, our only world-class player, I mean, Son was there obviously, but was Romero, right? I think
Right.
we
Right.
both agreed. Uh, and today I think he he showed both sides of why maybe someone has not picked him up a little bit sooner.
No, I don't know about someone else picking him up. I think today, if you ask me, how come we lost 5-3? I would say at least three of those goals were Romero's mistakes,
Yeah.
right? I mean, one was clearly his mistake. He was trying to pass to Kolo Moani when
Tsar.
it was didn't make any sense. Or to Sa, I'm sorry, not to Kolo Moani, it's to Sa when Sa was not set up, and it was a big mistake. He should have just kicked the ball away. And then, of course, this handball, which I don't agree with. I don't agree with what the ref said because
Yeah.
Romero was going down for a ball, a tackle and a ball, and on the way down, if the ball hits the hand, I mean, there's nothing. What is he going to do? He can't go down with the hand behind his back, so it's not possible. So I think I don't agree with that call at all. But the third thing is that the first goal by Vitinho, the Spurs were not set up.
Yeah,
And the question is who should be setting them up? I mean, you
he's the
could say
captain.
Bentoncourt should be setting them up, or you could say Romero as the captain should be setting them up.
Or
And
Vicario should yell at his
and
defenders.
Vicario. And so
Yeah.
they were not, they were just ambling around, and that was a big mistake. But having said that, I must tell you, we just saw quality. I mean, Vitinho's two goals, right, and especially the second goal was of high quality. I
Yeah.
mean, unfortunately, it looked like Essay's goal from last week.
Let's not
I
even
mean,
talk about that.
I know, but Vitinho is high quality. I mean, for the longest time, remember the
Yeah.
last 2, 3 seasons, we've been telling each other that, oh my God,
Vitinha is
Vitinho
I
is the
mean, we said
best.
maybe I think it was between Gavi and Vitinha is like the best number six, maybe that sort of
Exactly.
kind of
Exactly.
defensive midfielder
Absolutely.
role. But
And I mean, better than Rodri, so,
yeah, Rodri
uh,
doesn't score goals like that. I mean,
yeah. And so,
Rodri is better defensively, but whatever. Yeah.
yeah,
Anyway.
so Vitinho, and today he showed his class. I mean, it
Yeah.
was incredible. Um, and then this guy who was one of the best players for PSG's winning the Champions League last year was what's this left back uh,
Mendes.
Mendes, and he came through with another amazing goal. I mean, so let's face it. If you look at player by player, I think PSG higher quality.
Yeah,
But
I couldn't name. Yeah,
yeah, but we played amazingly well against such a fantastic team. I
yeah,
would say,
it is such a shame that I think this is the type of quality that we are so inconsistent. That's what people really say is Spursy. I hate that word, but it's the inconsistency of the team because if they had played this way against um maybe not leave Arsenal game alone, if they had played this way against um
Bodo
Monaco
Glimt.
or Bodo Glimt
Yeah,
or Wolves or
yeah, yeah.
any of these things. It's like, I mean, people often say that sometimes these big six teams they show up against other big six teams, right? Like Liverpool beat Arsenal. How did Liverpool beat Arsenal when they just lost to PSV Eindhoven 4-1 at home? At
Today. Yeah,
home.
exactly. That is crazy.
So, some of these big six teams have a um
No,
ego
but
about it
there
too.
is a difference. I think Liverpool, the players are simply not playing together.
Hmm.
Today, if you looked at the first goal, Tottenham Hotspur's first goal, it was
Yeah.
incredible. I mean, Spence basically passed it to Archie Gray,
No,
and Archie Gray
Bergvall.
went around and he passed it.
Berryvall
I'm
and
sorry, to
Berryvall,
Bergwall, and then Bergwall went to Archie Gray, and then Archie Gray kicked it to Richard, I
Richarlison.
mean to Ola
Oh, Colomoni,
Moani,
yeah.
and Moani passed it to Richarlison. So that is how we should be playing, and
Yeah.
actually we have the ability to play,
And
and
we have the ability to do this with, Frank has obviously been getting a lot of flack, but clearly he is experimenting. He is trying to figure out his best lineup, the best team, the best way to, because I think everyone said, oh, during the summer we went to, very defensive back three with wing backs. We held back. We had only our two goals were from set pieces. This
right,
time we actually took it to them, We
exactly.
pressed high. We got a goal with pressing. We got one goal with the corner kick, and then, we got the amazing team goal too. So I I think people need to cool their jets when it comes to saying Frank out, Uh,
So,
if we
so
lose to Fulham, we'll see what happens, but
right,
that's
right.
yeah.
The game was 5-3, right?
Yeah.
So the two goals, Colomani scored two goals, really
Yeah.
good goals. The second goal he scored, he really took on the defensive players and got the ball through.
Yeah.
Uh, the third goal was, remind me again, who did the third goal? Uh,
Yeah. Well,
Richarlison.
no, no,
Richarlison.
no, no. Richarlison scored the
Richarlison.
the first one.
First one. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Then Colomani did the other two, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think I don't know, but
Even
perhaps
actually, I was just sorry to interrupt, but in just because I love Archie Gray, in that second goal, right? Back post from the corner kick, Richarlison heads it back. Archie Gray had the most beautiful flick to try to get it past the goalkeeper as well, and Nuno Mendes saved it off the line, right? But
right,
I
right.
think Archie Gray does have that kind of it factor quality that, he's 19, right? So he should. I hope that Frank. They almost signed him at Brentford, by the way. We were fighting with Brentford over the signing of Archie Gray, and so I hope that
Yeah,
Archie Gray starts more matches for us because
I
I
do
think
too.
he's
I
a
do too. So I think in the way he set up today was not a bad way to set up. I mean, 4-4-2 is not a bad way to set up. If I were to tweak it, I would go 4-4-2, but I would probably have Kudus or Odegaard, somebody on the wing.
yeah, hard to
And
say
yeah,
because
see,
who would you sacrifice for that person? I
yeah,
can't name one person
that's a very good question because
because even Bentoncourt today I
yeah,
thought was outstanding. He ran everywhere. He was he pressed the ball to get Kolomwani's second goal.
yeah, exactly.
Maybe he could have stepped up. Some of the midfielders I think were a little confused about when to step up beyond when they went to a flat six. They left all this space, right? Which I kept saying. There was the defensive line, there was the midfield line, and that little space between it shows the quality of the PSG players because Vitinha stepped in that
Yeah, yeah,
space
but
and then
today
scored.
that is one of the criticisms of Spurs is that when the other team starts to attack the back four, and especially if they play three, the back five simply
Back away.
step back. They retreat, and the people in front don't retreat because they are hoping for a counter attack.
Yeah, yeah,
As a result, there's a big gap between the back five and maybe the next two and next three. Um, but today they didn't do it as badly because it
yeah.
was a different kind of game. And in any case, who else do you think played really well besides? I thought Colomoni played really well. I thought
Um,
definitely, we've been talking about very well, and
Very
Archie
valid.
Gray
Archie
played
Gray.
pretty
I mean,
well.
I think Spence played quite. This is, I think, one of the best attacking performances from Spence as a left back. Because
Right, right,
sometimes Spence, I think, as a left back, he he's not when he's trying to link up with a winger, it actually
right.
limits his ability to know what to do because he wants to drift inside because he's a right-footed player, so he has a hard
Yeah,
time holding the width. But if
yeah,
there's no one there, then he has a lot of space to actually move forward to because the midfielder has then dragged the backs into the field. So there's more space for him to move forward.
right,
So I thought
right. Yeah,
Spence
I thought he played really well,
played
and
well.
there's this one occasion where he was running too hard with the ball,
Yeah.
and he could have stopped for a second and then kicked it in. He could
Yeah,
have even
Zaire
scored a goal
Emery was
himself.
on him,
Yeah,
but like, yeah.
yeah.
Spence's they actually even Van der Ven has said that Spence actually has a faster he can sprint longer than Van der Ven. So Van der Ven has like a faster acceleration and top speed, but Spence actually can keep a higher speed for longer. So oftentimes if
So,
they race,
right.
Spence wins.
So I thought he played pretty well as well. I think that today Van der Ven was sort of okay. He somehow
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
almost like he was not in the game very much, and
Mm,
I got the feeling that that's part of the reason why Romero had to, cover for him in many places, and because I saw Romero way on the left side several
that's
times.
true actually, yeah.
So I think that yeah, it's unfortunate. So it's such a pity. I think Romero is the only real world-class player we have, and
Yeah.
today he essentially lost the game for Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are going to play again in a week, right?
Slavia Prague is next week.
Ah, I see, I see.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anything else? So I think the problem I'll tell you is one problem, which is that Tottenham Hotspur uh, don't have still a personality. So we don't know whether it's what kind of team it really is. And it's not so much for the fans. I think even for the players, I think that is a confusing. I got the feeling that at the Arsenal game, they were completely confused as to what they were supposed to do and how they were
Yeah.
supposed to play. And this game, he let them go a little bit, and so that was much better. So I'm hoping that Frank is simply experimenting, and that he will soon kind of get a fix on the personality of Spurs, the quality of the Spurs players, and how he really should approach every game, rather than simply being reactive to whatever strength and strategy the opposing team has.
Yeah, I mean that I think that that is fair. I think he has to understand that the baseline needs to be attacking football. Now, adaptability is a personality too, by the way, but I tend to agree that obviously you can't adapt to counter a strength from someone else. You have to adapt to uh make sure that your attacking prowess is the thing that comes on top. And I
Yeah,
think that,
exactly. Yeah, you can't simply adapt to other people's strategies. You have to
yeah,
have a strategy of your own as well.
yeah,
All right. Well, the funny thing, as I told you right at the beginning, it was an enjoyable game to watch. I
yeah.
thought Spurs were playing really well, and it's such a pity that the quality of PSG and the mistakes that Romero made came to sink us.
And it's
So I
only our
think,
first loss of the the championship so far, Champions League so far. So,
right. So maybe we will call it a day,
yeah.
and let's hope that Spurs actually win the next Champions League game.
All right.
So come on, you Spurs.
See you in a couple weeks. Come on, you Spurs.